Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is AM 1160 The Quest, Atlanta's Catholic Radio. You're listening to Honest to God, rocking our brand new studio filled to the brim with ladybugs. It's pretty sweet. Still broadcasting live. What day is today, Ben?
Couldn't tell you.
Great. We don't know what it is. We don't know what day this is, but we know that we are live. Maybe the 30th of December?
Probably not. We're probably mid-January.
We're probably mid-January right now. They just roll us into a windowless room in the back, bring us out, tell us to do an episode whenever. So we're really excited to be here. We got Julian, like the pro of pros, on the show now.
Oh, well, I'm just a guy.
He's gonna carry this episode like he does all the others. And then we got Monica, we've never seen before. I've never laid eyes on Monica before in my life. Rocking some heart-rimmed glasses though,
yes,
and like all the medals.
All of the medals.
So super pumped to have you, Monica. It's gonna be a good show.
Thank you.
This is a What's on Your Mind episode. So we're going to talk about that, which producer Ben's super pumped about.
Yeah.
I can tell your heart's beating fast over there, producer Ben.
Totally. I am like very nervous. Like my
Anything
hand is
can
like
happen.
shaking violently.
Anything could happen here at 4 o'clock p.m. in mid-January on the Saturday.
Could be late January.
Might be. Whoa. We
never know.
We don't know. It's cold outside and the trees are still dead, but we're pumped. Middle of the Chattahoochee National Forest right now. So before we get started, and you just owe us one fun fact, you got to give us 5, though.
That's what
Are
they
you
were
ready?
telling me.
It's going to be great.
5.
It's going to be great.
All
But
right.
before we get started, let's do prayer. Anybody want to volunteer to lead us?
I can pray.
You're a champ every time. I'd love for that. I would love for you to do
Amen.
that.
I don't know if you've ever graded my prayers.
Oh, don't worry. I'll grade this one.
All right. No
All right,
pressure.
pop.
All right. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Come, Holy Spirit, fill us all with your... Can we start over? I'm sorry.
Oh.
I told you no pressure. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's a new studio.
Just
Yeah,
keep
it is
going.
a new
Just keep
studio.
going.
Okay.
I'll riff for another 20 seconds at the end.
Good. All right. Come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of your faithful. Let us be thankful for this wonderful gathering of believers and those who are called to profess your love, and help us to be open with your voice so that we may touch the lives of someone that may need touching today. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Yeah, it's like a 82.
Wow, that's generous grade.
Yeah.
I got nervous.
Yeah, you got a little bit of-
as soon as I brought up that I've never been graded.
Yeah. Normally you kill it. That was fine. It was a totally acceptable prayer.
My own fault.
You stuck the landing a little bit. You know, you there was a little bit of trouble, but then you stuck it. So that was good. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Awesome.
All right.
You got a fun fact for us, Julian?
I do. So we are just 30 miles from where I met my wonderful bride.
No way. We're just 30 miles from where I met my wonderful bride.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. I love being up here, and
Yeah.
she's actually just right somewhere near this location. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that my heart is near.
This is Dahlonega, which is right up the road,
Oh.
is where we used to go bar hopping in college.
Bar hopping. Well, yes, bar hopping in the library. We also use the library in North Georgia for those
Yes.
that actually use the library.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you ever went.
I went to North Georgia fairly
Oh, you did?
regularly
Okay. For the library.
to meet girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At the
Well,
library sometimes. Yeah.
Maybe.
But we're up here a lot.
Most people laugh at me when I bring that up. I say,
It's a great library.
It is. It's awesome.
Even
And
better
if you
than our
haven't
library.
been, yes,
Girls.
our library was smaller than the room we're in now.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a good selection though. We got a couple
Oh, it
boxes
was.
of books when it shut down.
Did you?
They're still on my bookshelf.
Oh, okay. It's great.
Yeah, Julian and I went to college together. Julian also has a ladybug on his right shoulder.
They really do like you.
Yeah, that's a good sign though.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of dig it. Monica, I don't know you from anybody. I'm really excited about
know
this,
nothing.
actually.
We
I'm
shook
super
hands 30
pumped to meet
seconds
you.
ago.
I know. All right, so tell us about yourself. Give us 5 fun facts.
5 fun facts. Okay. Usually these don't sound as fun because I went to a Catholic school. But
That sounds fun to me, Monica.
my number one fun fact is that I'm one of 10 kids.
Nice. Where do you fall?
I'm the second oldest.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that's number one. Usually that's less of a fun fact because I went to Franciscan and everyone has like
Everybody,
five
yeah,
siblings.
that's fair.
Second, I was homeschooled.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
If you couldn't tell.
Big supporter. My kids are homeschooled.
So are my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was homeschooled.
So perfect.
Yeah, you're in good company, Monica.
Yeah.
We're good.
We dig it.
Third fun fact, I'm a campus minister
Okay.
at Mississippi State now.
Oh, nice.
Fourth one, I have 14 tattoos.
14?
Wow.
Cool.
14.
Okay.
And then my fifth fun fact, when I was a junior or senior in high school, I spent the night before my midterm sitting in a Krispy Kreme parking lot all night so that me and my brother and my friends could get free Krispy Kreme every week for a year.
What, how did you sitting in the Krispy Kreme parking lot help achieve
It
that
was
goal?
a grand opening. And they said the first 100 people there get free Krispy Kreme.
For a year?
It was like
I love Krispy Kreme. I'm
Krispy
like a
Kreme, like a dozen every month.
Mm-hmm.
But I went, my brother went, our best friend went. I think someone else went. So basically every week we got free donuts.
free dozen. Dude, I'm all about Krispy Kreme. Yeah. Here's my hot take on not Krispy Kreme, but on why Dunkin' Donuts is terrible. Dunkin' Donuts tastes like somebody made a bunch of delicious fresh donuts and then they left them in a tool shed for about a month. And then they put them in a garbage bag and tied it up so no oxygen could get to them and buried them in a shallow grave.
Dehydrated.
Wow.
Yep. And then another like 6 months later, they dug them up and then they're like telling me how good it is. Dunkin's got great coffee and everything else tastes like cold garbage.
I've eaten probably hundreds of their donut holes for a video I've been working on for nearly
Dunkin'?
2 years
Hundreds.
now. Hundreds of donut holes for this video.
I like the blueberry.
Yeah, oh, they're
The blueberries are
They're
good.
I do like the
yeah.
blueberry ones.
Yeah, I can do the blueberry.
Blueberry Krispy Kreme's better, but yeah.
Everything Krispy Kreme is better. And
It's fresh.
I want to make this official because we've been getting a lot of buzz about this on the show lately. A lot of people constantly calling in about this with a number that, we don't post it because it's already so popular, even though it's not posted. I want to officially declare the ongoing spat we have with Dunkin' Donuts and tell Dunkin' Donuts that I'm here. If you want, anytime, any place, you want to come in here and you want to roll up on me, I'm standing right here and I'm ready. I will throw down with whatever the anthropomorphized like Dunkin' Donut is. I'll do it on air. So bring it.
Live.
Yeah, we're not afraid. We're not scared here at Honest.
Can I push back just that
Yeah,
much?
sure.
Good. So I grew up here in the South.
Yeah.
I always loved Krispy Kreme. And then, pray for me. I married a Northerner.
Yeah.
And so you understand.
It's now on your collar.
That's okay.
Okay.
It's not, if it's bothering you, I'll get
No,
it.
I kind of
Okay.
like it actually.
So I tried Dunkin' Donuts for the first time ever after marrying her in the Northeast.
Sure.
It is different up there. It's not the same down here.
I just assume all the food is so bad up there that by like comparison, it tastes
just-
better.
Right. Their Dunkin' Donuts is, I'm not sure what it is, if it's the water or what, but the coffee's better. The donuts are better.
Okay.
So
I love the
Don't
coffee.
knock
I'm
it
all
until
about
you
Dunkin's
go
coffee.
up to the Northeast.
If the anthropomorphized version of Dunkin' Donuts coffee came through the door, I would not fight it. I would be friends with it. But if the anthropomorphized version of the donuts came through the door, I would fist fight it.
You would fist fight it? Okay.
Yep.
Well, Krispy Kreme is still better in the South.
All
to
right,
me.
sorry. The Ladybug has made a full 360. And is anybody else seeing that?
I know. I was
It
watching the
started
whole
right
time.
there. It went all the way around your entire head, and now it's back to where it started, and it's doing another lap right now.
I feel like it's distracting you.
No,
but
I really no. Keep it going.
Keep it going.
Should
We'll
we
get a-
name him?
Yeah, we'll get a graphic going, just like how many rounds it makes during this
Keep it
episode.
Sally?
There you go.
Monica, do you want to name?
Please name it.
I think I would like to name the ladybug Edward.
Edward.
Ed?
Oh, that's regal.
Well, listen. It's dark and gloomy outside.
Yeah,
I'm thinking a lot
It is
about Twilight.
old.
Sorry.
That's actually what we're going to be talking about this entire episode of Honest to God. Is
The love
Twilight.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, for the first time ever, I'm not prepared.
Oh, really? No. Oh, man. Team, I don't even know which is which. Edward. Is he the one that
Obviously,
wins?
we're Team Edward right
Yeah. Yeah.
That wins.
Jacob, Taylor Lautner dated Taylor Swift for a while. She's big in the news right now. Also, I think we said this.
Times person of the year.
Yeah, also a literal witch. We talked about that last show. I don't mean that as like a pejorative of
No.
her, like being a nasty female or something like that. No, I mean she's an actual witch, like
Yeah,
black magic.
proclaimed. Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of the leader of the.
yeah. So that's not cool.
That's different.
Not in our world. Not a cool
Speaking of abject evil, one thing, this is actually on my mind. This is in the news right now. It being middle to end of January, during Christmas or during the Advent season, up in Iowa. Did you hear about this? They had the big Baphomet statue, right? The goat pentagram
In Iowa?
in the Iowa Capitol. They set it up right next to the nativity scene display.
Wow.
Yeah. And while I'm telling the story and why I sound excited about it is because yesterday or the day before yesterday, in like real time. So like a couple weeks ago in now time, some guy walked in there and cut its head off and broke it on the ground. And then he walked over to the security guard, turned himself in. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is cool. I heard that part of it. I didn't realize it was in Iowa. Actually, one of
Iowa
our
capital.
followers, one of our probably more loyal followers.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a shout out. Saint Waffle.
Oh, heck yeah, St. Waffle.
You know
We
Saint
appreciate
Waffle?
that. I'm familiar. I've seen the name St. Waffle. Yeah.
He posted a little short about it. So
Nice.
shout out to Saint Waffle.
Big shout out to St. Waffle. Yeah, but like good on that guy. It reminds me of those guys from Austria when the Pachamama statues were in the Vatican who drove to Rome, went into the Vatican, took them and threw them in the river. Way to go, y'all. I'm kind of all about like righteous anger,
Yeah.
like vandalism a little bit.
Right.
Like, and then he turned himself in. Right? He
did.
said, okay, I accept the
Like, I know I
consequences.
did it. It was going to make someone mad.
Yeah.
It needed to be
It's
done.
super cool. I think we need more of that.
Perhaps.
I don't like this live and let live to the extreme to the point of tolerating evil.
Yeah.
I think there's like this libertarian element, not to get all political, but here we go, that has corrupted any movement of like conservatism, right? Like to the extreme. And it's become this just relativistic nothingness because we're so desperately afraid of saying like we should have a law against that because of libertarian whatever. And that's lame and immature and we need to get over that. So yeah, break statues of Baphomet that are put up in public places, guys. You're all allowed to.
Holy rebels.
You heard it here on Honest to God.
We give you permission.
Yeah, producer Ben signs off officially. Yeah, on vandalism
Make it
of
happen.
evil. Yeah.
Julian does not, but that's
Oh, you don't? You don't?
I wouldn't be able to. No.
We can talk about that. Oh, because of your
Just because of
Yeah.
the things that I do. For
Yeah,
a living.
no, that's fair.
Yeah.
I do, and
I would.
you can send that to my boss. We'll be fine with it.
Wow.
All right, so you came prepared. Did you come prepared, Monica? Do you have something that you want to talk about today?
I
You're-
was asked to do this like maybe 24 hours before I did it.
Heck yeah.
I'm here.
Okay, cool.
That's
That's
my
fine.
preparation.
That's fine. And you're prepared enough. But Julian is the most prepared person I've ever met in all things, and that's a big compliment.
In all things. Wow.
Thank goodness.
I think so. So far, all things that I've had any experience with. Yeah.
Okay.
You've
Wow.
been ready, and you brought something. What'd you?
I brought, I don't know if the camera can even see it, it's a piece of paper here. I was inspired to just play with ChatGPT for maybe 5 minutes, and I wanted to test its capabilities, if you will. And I searched in 2 minutes or less, what can you tell me about Aquinas's teaching on love? And I actually use St. Thomas Aquinas'
Right.
teaching on
Was that the prompt? It was just 2 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess it thought that I meant a speech, and it kind of wrote it as a speech. And I would love to read it on air if we have 2 minutes to spare.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Totally.
There's no trademark issue with ChatGPT. It's a robot slave. We can make it do
Yeah,
what it wants.
true.
it's considered open AI. Is that what they call it? Open AI. I'm pretty
I mean,
sure
that's
Ben,
the
you're the.
company that makes it. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's,
It's
like public
open source.
domain, yeah.
Essentially, it's what it's.
If you type in the prompt, you own what it created. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
and it's very good, and I thought that it would be good to maybe try and take away some of the. I know some are scared of AI and talk that we can use it as a tool and not let it take over us, and we will
It
take
freaks me out.
over
But let's
AI.
get into that in a second. Let's hear
Sure.
the speech. From,
Okay.
Yeah.
According to Aquinas, are we on the first page? No, I'm not, because I practiced this before. All right, so it's not 2 whole pages. It's just the way that it printed. It's really 1 page and 1 paragraph.
Yeah.
Today, I am honored to speak to you about the profound teachings of St. Thomas Aquinas' subject of love. St. Thomas Aquinas, a towering figure in medieval philosophy and theology, dedicated much of his life to understanding the nature of God and humanity. His insight on love are both timeless and deeply insightful. According to Aquinas, love is at the core of our existence, and it is through love that we find our ultimate purpose. He categorized love into different types, most notably eros, which means romantic love, philia, which represents friendship, and agape, the highest form of love, representing selfless, unconditional love and often associated with the divine. Aquinas believed that love is not just an emotion, but a virtue, a habit that can be cultivated and developed. He argued that love is guided by reason and aligns with moral principles. In this sense, love becomes a force that elevates our actions and binds communities together. Furthermore, Aquinas emphasized that connection between love and knowledge is true. He believed that love compels us to seek understanding, and through understanding, we come closer to the divine. Love, for Aquinas, is a path to wisdom, and wisdom is the key to a meaningful and fulfilling life. One of Aquinas' most profound teachings on love is that it is giving that we receive. He argued that true happiness is found in self-giving, echoing the Christian principle of charity. By loving and serving others, we not only fulfill our moral duty, but also experience the richness of life in its truest sense. In a world often marked by division and conflict, Aquinas' teaching on love reminds us that our shared humanity, his philosophy, encourages us to rise above our differences, to embrace the diversity of human experience, and to approach one another with love and compassion. In conclusion, St. Thomas Aquinas' teaching on love invites us to reflect on the profound connections between love, reason, and virtue. As we navigate the complexities of life, may we strive to cultivate a love that is both selfless and guided by wisdom, following in the footsteps of this great theologian and philosopher. Thank you.
All right. I'm surprised at the lack of heresy.
I was too.
Yeah.
I was too, because I thought that was going to really prove that it was worthless. And I then saw that as a tool to guide. I mean, at the end of the day, what this is a better version of Wikipedia.
Yeah. It's a collective knowledge of everything written about Thomas Aquinas and all of his writings.
Yeah.
Like it's just a database
Exactly.
that a large language model is pulling from and trying to sort through.
But I've gotten on it and I've played around with ChatGPT, and there is clearly a bent to it. I was asking it questions about what a woman was and some of those things, and I got lots of like transy, moderny, wokey kind of answers.
Yeah.
So I don't want to. I mean, that's why it scares me, because ultimately, whoever programs this thing that's supposed to be this great provider of truth, right? They get to determine, I guess, the bias of the machine. Is that even? Yeah, I don't quite get it, but I feel bad about it.
Right. But this was very specific. I actually, now I'm curious, and I may go back. I may not necessarily talk about it on air, but I may ask it, what is love? But I asked it specifically, what is Aquinas' teaching on love? That's
So
a
it's gonna
narrow
give you a more
scope.
specific
So if you can
answer.
narrow the scope of the research, you'll get a much more accurate result versus what is a woman. You're going to get what they want you.
Right.
Did you guys see the video of the dude that got ChatGPT to admit that God exists and is real?
No, that's cool.
He spent like an hour arguing with ChatGPT in like a debate format and was like asking all these questions and showing, so you say that this is true, so does that mean that this is true? And he's like, yes. And so it was going back and forth until he got it to say God is real. God exists. Like the Christian
That's
version
interesting.
of God.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But is that not just like some manipulative? Like, can't you manipulate it to say all sorts of things?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I just
You can.
I mean, yes, you absolutely can, and it hallucinates a lot. Where like, I remember there was an example. I think it was Google's version, Bard is what it's called.
terrifying.
Where they just asked, "Is there a B in the word blueberry?" And it said no, and you could not convince it otherwise. Or it will just hallucinate completely false information. Or like there was a recent I'd be interested to get you guys' take on this too. There's a company called Humane that has been started recently that they have a device called the Humane AI Pin that is supposed to replace your smartphone, and it clips onto your shirt. And it is a camera, a microphone, and a little touchpad, as well as a projector. So instead of having like a screen on your phone, you just hold your hand up and it projects
Yikes! Why does that seem so dystopian to me?
right?
Okay.
It's basically the same thing as a smartphone, except it's like out in the open.
Right.
And so what you're able to do is like hold down on it, hold like a handful of almonds, and say like, how many grams of protein are in this handful of almonds?
Oh.
And it said like, there are 10 grams of protein in that hand of almonds. That's not true in any way, shape, or form. There are like 3 grams of protein,
Right.
maybe, in that. So it will just completely hallucinate things and come up with random information and say that it's fact.
It's almost like we shouldn't be giving over our decision-making powers and like rational selves
Right.
to some computer program. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's still super interesting to me. And this wasn't supposed to be a ChatGPT episode. I just
No, and
like,
I don't want it to be that.
No, but
at all. But I had found that interesting.
Yeah, I like the. I mean, it sort of breaks down the kinds of love and everything, and it did a good job with eros, because a lot of times when I'm talking to people about eros in particular, they'll usually throw around words like erotic or whatever, and things with sort of negative moral connotations, which is not true. And not what Thomas Aquinas is saying, and not what the Greeks mean when they talk about eros either. They mean passionate love, romantic love, the kind of love you should have for your spouse, right? That might lead to sort of more carnal things, but that's not the purpose. And it's also good. Like eros properly ordered is a very positive kind of love.
Yeah,
so
it is. I would even say erotic love is only a small piece of the pie of romantic love. That's but it's not.
And also not necessarily evil, right? In the right context.
Exactly. But to call it just erotic love, it leaves out 95% of the rest of romantic love.
Yeah. I just gave a theology of the body exam yesterday. And so that's sort of fresh on my mind.
That's a good way to transition from I'm going to go with theology of the body next with it.
Dude, I love theology of the body. Yeah. I've been teaching it for 5 years now at this school, and I would love to hear what our future robot overlords have to say about it, because that'll be nice to know when we're all living in some dystopian hellscape and tunnels underground.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, what else you got? Anything?
We actually, Monica and I chatted a bit. We were going to talk about after graduation, because we both technically just graduated from a program.
Did you graduate from Franciscan?
Yes.
I graduated from Franciscan.
Oh, really?
2010.
In a household.
Yeah. No, I cheated because I went to Franciscan, but I was only there for a semester after my college closed down. They took all my credits, and I was engaged. I had a job lined up.
Down?
Oh yeah. Our college closed down.
Yeah. And see, I joined the military, so my credits went into the void. I had to start over.
That's worth it though.
Wild.
With a wife.
It worked out. It did. Yeah. So it's okay. Yeah.
We're here now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. So what were we talking about after graduation? What?
Just kind of what is life in the real world like for young adults?
Oh, cool.
The challenges of paying rent or trying to save up for a house, or getting into just the normal functions of, I guess you learn a little bit of how to think about what you have to eat every day. But I mean, depending on where you go to college, you may have a meal plan. Right. Where you don't even have to think about that. You just show up and just swipe your card and boom, you eat.
Well, I always throw out the caveat whenever this comes out that I was so spoiled. I literally moved from my college with a meal plan back into my mom's house, into my first house with my wife. Like boom, boom, boom.
Oh, wow.
And with the exception of about 4 months of living in an extended stay hotel with Jordan and Dan, that was my,
that
was your independent era.
It was fun. Yeah. My independent era was like drinking a whole bunch of beer and living in an apartment with no furniture.
With those two. Yeah.
Paid by the week. Yeah. So very different. I never had like the independent, like I have to go be my own man now. And which I love, by the way. I mean, I got to be my own man with my bride, right? Mm-hmm. We didn't build two separate lives and then merge them together. We just sort of started adulthood together. And it was a lot easier to screw up and figure stuff out when, I was married to this wonderful woman who quickly gave me children, all of that. Yeah. Drinking from the fire hose a little bit.
Mm.
I mean, that's life.
Yeah.
That's life. But we did just do an episode, I think, a while back, depending on when this airs, that we talked about roommates. So I don't want it to cross-reference that, but we can a little bit. But I don't know. Where have you been with that?
What's your story right now, Monica? So tell me, so you just graduated now. What did you say, Mississippi State?
I graduated from Franciscan, and now I'm the campus minister at Mississippi State.
Cool. Like the Newman Center there?
I work at the parish that's like on University Drive.
Got you.
And so we kind of just like adopt the students that are down the street.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. And is it a pretty solid Catholic program out there? I think you work there.
I mean, we have focus missionaries there, so that helps so much.
Is the best. Yeah, that's the answer. If you're graduating from college and you don't know what to do, go be a focus missionary.
Go be a missionary.
Yeah. Or life team.
So much.
Yeah,
a missionary of some kind.
Right. So you work for the parish.
Yes.
But you have a lot of college kids who are involved heavily with your ministry. Do you primarily do college ministry for the parish?
Yeah, that's like the main thing that I'm doing. Next semester, I'm hoping to get together some young adult ministry type things because like I also just graduated school. And so like it's cool to minister to people that are like my age or I like would be friends with.
Right.
But because I'm the campus minister and there's like that different level of like I don't know, mentorship and like
Sure.
sometimes authority in certain situations. I can't be like friends with the
Right.
students, you know? So finding that distinction between like young adult, like post-grad community and like college students has been like an interesting journey.
And did you know anybody out there?
No.
Cool. So you just
I just
packed up and
I
took
was
off
like,
for Mississippi?
they want a campus minister. I want to be that. So I just went.
That's really, so you just had to sort of been this year, I guess, building your own life out there. And
Yeah, I've only been there for 4 or 5 months.
okay. So
Yeah.
I came in August or whatever.
Yeah.
A year. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Wow.
How's that going? Like, what do you do? What's your,
What
Thank-
does my job look like?
tell us how the Holy Spirit uses you as a tool to save
does the Holy
souls.
Spirit-
Go.
I feel like I, going into it, thought it would be more missionary-esque, but like we have missionaries on campus, so it's not as like relational as I thought it would be in the ways that I thought. That was redundant, but you
Got
get
you.
it.
Yeah.
So like at Franciscan, I was very like in the field kind of vibe. Like I led different ministries and like had different groups that I was like working directly with students.
Sure.
But in this case, I'm kind of like working with a leadership team and then they're ministering to students.
Okay.
Or like I'm working with Focus and like they're doing the more like day-to-day like discipleship and Bible studies with them. So it's been cool to have people to rely on. And it's been interesting to do ministry from the more program perspective or like organizing perspective. So definitely learning a lot. And it's interesting to take like a step back from being like super hands-on, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I want to dig into what your like actual dated, like how, like Julian was saying a minute ago, how you've sort of taken that step into actual adulthood, which is very different
Yeah.
than before your college thing.
Very
right?
different, yeah.
And producer Ben, actually, we talked about this a couple times on the show. He jumped straight into adulthood with no college interlude there.
It was crazy.
Yeah, and great in a lot of ways. But I want to talk about that. I think that's fun. But first, we do have to take a really quick break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Julian, you still with us?
Yes.
All right, cool. You're killing it.
Thank you.
It's all right. Julian was just giving himself a quick face massage. I do that whenever the camera's not on me. I'm usually like over here hacking a lung up. Or
Oh, yeah, you are.
yeah. You're listening to Honest to God on AM 1160 The Quest, Atlanta's Catholic Radio. We're still rocking and rolling. We got Julian hanging out. We got Monica hanging out. Were you named after Augustine's mom? Mm-hmm. She's pretty cool.
She's pretty cool.
I like her. I'm a big fan.
Big fan.
We're talking about the Mississippi State Bulldogs today. It was super exciting. Are they in the playoffs? They got anything going on?
I don't know anything about football. That is my one downfall in being a campus minister.
I've cut it out of my life entirely.
I'm planning to study for next semester.
Football?
I mastered tailgating this semester,
nice. Okay.
but I didn't go to any games.
Oh,
so
you just did it by yourself, like in your
I
driveway.
I set up the tailgates for the students.
What
That's
I
my
mean
job.
is I like to drink alone in my driveway, and I call it tailgating.
Drop the
Monica.
tailgate of the
Hey,
truck.
I got a weird question for you, Monica.
All right, I'm ready.
Why are you here? Like,
Why am I here?
like seriously, I don't know why you're here today. Because you're living in Mississippi. Is your family local?
I'm dating Murphy.
You're dating Murphy. Murphy's a great guy.
I know.
We love Murphy.
Oh, you love Murphy, according to that mug.
is that-
He made this mug for himself when he was 10.
Did he really?
And I saw it in the
I
cabinet and I was like,
Murphy.
I need that. I think he meant like I love coffee, but the coffee mug was for Murphy, so he put his name on it.
Yeah.
Name on.
But
I like how it's a mug with a picture of a mug
I
with
know.
his name on it instead
Very
of just a mug
existential.
with his name on it. Yeah,
but yeah.
that's
is-
cool.
that's
So,
awesome.
so you're dating Murphy.
So I'm visiting.
You know what? Screw it. Let's talk about that for the next 27 minutes.
Are you serious?
We don't have to.
I can't. I mean, I will.
Do you have anything like? Oh, because is he still at Franciscan? Mm-hmm. I ran into him at a First Friday thing
Oh, word.
last year. Yeah,
Was he playing?
I think so. But that's not when I ran. I ran into him after he was done or before he went on or something. We talked for a little while in front of a food truck.
Nice.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of food trucks up in there.
Yeah, big fan of Murphy. He's supposed to be on the show today.
Yeah, he's sickly.
Yeah, I'd be saying I was sick too if it was only two panelists and it was going to be you and him because all I would do on this episode is pepper you with questions about your relationship.
I think that would have been really funny, but another time.
You dating anybody, Julian?
Am I dating you? No.
His wife.
I have a wife.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
He's
right.
got one.
Rachel, I've met her.
Yeah, it's not good to date while you're married.
We should date your wife. You're allowed to do that.
Well, that's true. And
Just no one else.
that, yes,
Yeah, no.
that's a good point.
I'm dating my wife.
You are dating your wife.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, we go out. We don't go out very
I
much.
should ask my wife out.
You should.
I'm gonna do that.
I took my wife to prom last year. That's not even a joke.
prom?
Because I work at a school, so it's not like we just showed up at like the West Forsyth
That's
prom
I was
night.
like,
And she was also pregnant, and so we took like the dumb prom picture,
Yeah.
but she had a big pregnant belly.
Oh, nice. It
was fun.
We did
I like-
we did something similar.
Yeah.
Because I was in law school, so they have. It's not law prom, but everybody calls it that. It's called
Law.
barrister ball. And
Like a
it's very-
formal?
yeah,
Law prom.
and it's a formal. Yeah, and it's a formal that involves more alcohol than I was prepared for, and
Sure.
we left very early too,
Okay.
so we were the old people, but it was fun. Yeah, and we were all dressed up, and Jonah was there in his baby belly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Jonah's been on the show actually,
how
He
cute.
has
Yeah.
in utero.
and in person.
And that's
He was
right.
the youngest
yeah,
ever.
Cameo.
Because I think somebody's brother was gonna be the youngest ever, and
Right.
then was upstaged by my son.
That's
As a
cool.
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
it was his first episode.
youngest daughter, Georgia, was on the show in utero, not
utero.
as
We
an
should
infant.
have-
Yeah,
we should
with
get all the
Jonah
babies
actually.
back
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
Yeah.
both our wives.
And there was another pregnant person there too.
Yeah, there were three.
There-
Maybe four. Were there four?
No, she wasn't.
No.
She had just had a baby.
Someone jot that
That's
down.
true.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Show
So-
with babies.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
like
a good idea.
Honest to
Yeah.
God for babies.
Honest to God for
Where we
babies.
just
Not
had
with
I mean, that's the
Just
next
the
step
babies.
Just the
for
babies.
young adults.
sitting in
You talking to the baby.
right
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because your vocation's going to go one way or the other.
And then like nodding and like pensively back when they babble as if it's some universal experience you all understand.
We'll do that one right after Honest with God with dogs.
Honest to God for dogs
Yeah.
or with dogs.
With dogs.
With
With
dogs.
dogs. Okay.
Interesting.
Which is the
Okay.
exact
This is
same
perfect.
concept.
Yeah.
Just dogs. Yeah. So Monica, how'd you meet Murphy?
How did I meet Murphy?
How'd you meet your boyfriend? Why did you decide to date? What was your first date like? Did you talk about serious moral issues on the first date?
No.
Okay, cool.
I met Murphy. It's so funny. He was dating someone, and I was talking to a guy on a dating fast.
On a dating fast.
He was
Okay.
on a date.
Oh, the guy was on a dating fast, not you.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
someone else. Anyways, so that was like the situation that I met Murphy in.
Dating fasts are way better than dating apps, by the way. Definitely support dating fasts over dating apps.
If they're actually doing it,
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you meet Murphy.
We're friends, besties.
Cool.
We were in the same friend group for like a year. Yeah, I didn't think about him as anything.
all.
I was
Yeah.
just like, we hang out.
Right.
That was it.
Friends first.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we were friends for like a year, and then, I was dating someone else, and we both got out of our relationships, and we just like hung out a lot because we were like, oh, we both just broke up with people,
Right.
so let's hang out. But it wasn't like, oh, we're both single, I guess we'll hang out now. It's just like, okay, we're friends, let's just hang
Yeah.
out. And that was probably spring of last year.
Okay.
And then it was vacation because it was summer. And we talked a little bit over break. But again, to me, it was like, oh, we're just friends. And
Sure.
I had it in my brain that I kind of liked him. I just didn't tell myself.
Right.
I tell this to all my friends whenever they ask like how we met or like why I started liking him. And I was like, I don't know, because I know I liked him for a really long time, but I gaslit myself for a while and said that I didn't. Because I was like, we're friends. Why would I? I don't need to mess with it. And then I think it was this past spring. I'm graduating. I'm freaking out about everything. I don't have time to like anybody, but I
Right,
knew
obviously.
that I liked him.
Yeah.
My friend Ava, she was also one of our good friends. She was my roommate, and she was like, Murphy, you should ask out Monica. She didn't know that I liked him. She probably did because we're like best friends, but like
Sure.
I didn't tell her. I didn't tell anybody. And she was just telling him, she was like, you should ask out Monica. You should do it. And he was like, don't get in my brain. Like I was thinking about it, but no, we were both doing the thing. We're like, we're friends, so we're just going to tell ourselves that we
Yeah.
don't like each other, you know? And
Emotional chastity.
yeah, I was like, I'm preoccupied. I'm trying to graduate. I don't know what my job's going to be.
Right.
I don't know. And so all that was going on. I just failed the CAT exam at Franciscan.
Fun.
And I was like, so I really don't have a job. This is great. And so it was also Lent because spring. And I was like, I'm liturgically unavailable. Nobody look at me.
I like that terminology. Liturgically
Like,
unavailable.
nobody look at me.
Yeah.
And then obviously we were still hanging out, still friends. I was liturgically unavailable trying to figure out my life, but then Easter happened. So everything got fixed.
Right, obviously. That's how
Everything,
Easter works.
everything got figured
Not allowed to
out.
have problems at Easter.
Yeah. And it was after the Easter vigil. He was playing the resurrection party at Franciscan. And then we all went to a party afterwards. to stay awake until the 6 a.m. praise and worship on
fun.
Easter morning. Because that's what we do at our Catholic school.
Super cool.
And he
Great
asked me
reason
out
to pull
after
it all
that.
night. He asked you out after the 6 a.m. praise and worship?
Right before.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
And
That's amazing.
If you had said no, it probably would have ruined the praise and worship.
That
If you
would
were
have
up
been
there
so bad.
and had just been shot down.
Ruined Easter.
And that's really cool.
Yeah.
So just, and I, once again, not a relationship episode, but it can be because it's
for it.
honest to God. How do you do the long distance thing? I did the long distance thing for about a year.
Yeah.
And you did, I mean, if you count like
and
deployments
off. Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff, you did like
A lot.
long distance.
A
Yeah.
lot.
Wow.
But how do you do that well?
Everyone asks, they're like, so how's long distance? I'm like, well, it's not my preferred method of dating.
Sure.
It's not my favorite. I think we dated for maybe like 3 months before I left.
Okay.
But I think it works out because like the reason why I said yes to like a second date was like, obviously I had liked him already, but like I figured out that I liked him and like wanted to date him because I was like, well, Murphy's like one of my best friends and I want to stay in touch with him when I leave school. But like every time I go on break, I don't talk to any of my guy friends when I leave school. I just come back, we hang out.
Yeah.
And like that's what it is. And so I was like, how am I gonna like intentionally talk to this guy if we're not dating?
Right.
I wouldn't want to.
Right.
And so that's what I told him. I said, I think we capped out on being friends. So this works out. This is great.
Cool.
And so I think it just like gives me the opportunity to be more intentional with him and like get to know him more. And so, yeah, doing that from far away is hard.
Right.
Again, not my favorite thing.
Do you
to
talk
do.
on the phone a lot or do you just text a lot?
We talk on the phone a lot. Like, I think I've called him like every single day since I've been gone. Unless that one time he was like in Austria or I'm like running a retreat or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. Like it's obvious that we're both prioritizing each other, even though like we're both trying to be independent and doing our own things. I think that it was kind of a tricky balance for me, like when I first moved, because like I didn't know anybody in Mississippi.
Where's your whole family?
My family's in Florida.
Okay.
They're like a little north of Ave.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So that's where my family's at.
And are you here all Christmas?
I'm here until a week before Christmas.
Okay. So you're here for a few more days and then going back down to Florida? That's awesome.
And you get along with his mom and his sister. You don't think they're weird?
Oh, they're not too weird.
They're not too weird. Okay.
There may or may not be a Murphy representative in the room right
No.
now. And more ladybugs too.
More ladybugs.
Which gives me a good open because this episode of Honest to God is actually brought to you not by ladybugs, but by Jitterbug. If you remember Jitterbug, it's the phone for old people. And that's not how they market it, but that's what they mean when they say it. It's got the big numbers on it, so old people can press all the right buttons. And I think you can save like 3 phones in it. You can't do any, I don't think there's any texting on it. It's not a smartphone. It's a dumb phone, flip phone, big buttons. This episode of Honest to God brought to you by the Jitterbug. Check one out for the old people in your life. This Christmas will be over by now.
Last Christmas.
Make sure that you get the old people in your life a Jitterbug.
Man, there is so much
my
demand to sponsor Honest to God.
There
I
really
have
is.
tried so many times, and it's just every episode is full.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah, we're booked through what, the next 2035, I think. for
Yeah, man.
sponsorships.
That's how we
Yeah.
make the big bucks.
Yeah.
Julian.
That's amazing.
That's why we're paid
$4.
so well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All those those people clamoring to sponsor this
Right.
show.
Yeah.
One guy that keeps trying is Jeff Goldblum, but we won't let him.
We don't have time, Jeff.
He keeps offering us like $70.
Yeah.
We're like, Jeff,
Take
We'll
a
take
hint,
it.
Yeah.
Jeff.
He can come on the show.
Yeah.
But
Well, ever since he had to cancel last minute not too long ago. You remember?
I remember that.
And you
I
had to
filled
pinch
in
hit
for him.
for
He
him.
texted me on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good Jeff. He's a friend of the show. Big fan of Jeff Goldblum.
big fan of Jeff Goldblum.
Happy Hanukkah, Jeff Goldblum, by the way, because
Is he
I think he's Jewish. I think his last name's Goldblum, right? He's definitely Jewish.
Isn't Hanukkah in December?
There's a big menorah in downtown Ball Ground right now. I assume it's like
preparing,
right now.
I guess.
Hey, show notes are. Oh, you don't have anything internet capable over there, do you? I wanted to get
Show notes, Benny?
a check on the religion of.
No, we're completely
Jeff Goldblum.
disconnected from the outside world out here.
Yeah, there's.
This is
We-
great.
We are in the middle of nowhere.
We've been here for months shooting these shows in solitude on this.
No
camera.
idea what's happening outside. I had a couple video gigs last week that I completely missed.
Yeah,
just
dude.
Because I was like, well, I have to be here next week.
No
for Honest to
service,
God.
no nothing. We
That
can't-
sounds like a heavenly time.
Cut off. From
Okay,
there.
I actually want to talk about that for a second.
Let's do it.
So I think, and this is going to sound like a joke. I'm not joking when I say this. The vocation to being a hermit, I feel like
Bring
this
that
make a
back.
comeback.
Bring
Yes,
that one back.
That's my That's like my go-to. If something terrible were to happen and I didn't have wife and children tomorrow, I would be all about that.
Praying
Give me
in solitude.
a little pustinha. Isn't that what they were called? Those like solitude
Little
buildings.
huts.
Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of books and a wood-burning stove. I swear I'd rock.
I was so on that, like, especially in the beginning of COVID. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to build a bus and I'm going to live in it. And I'm going to be by myself forever. This sounds great. Especially coming from like a big family, big house, like
Right.
full house vibe. It's like, I'm going to graduate school and I'm never going to look at anybody ever again.
Yeah.
I don't like being by myself. I don't know why I said that.
I'm good at it for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
I
It's like, wow,
love
that
12
was
hours by
great,
myself.
rejuvenating. And then I'm like, I want to talk to someone,
Yeah.
but no one's here.
I'm a closet introvert. Like I'm an only child. I've got 5 kids right now,
Right.
from 11 to newborn.
Nice.
And like, I just have all these people around me all the time, and I love my children. I love spending time with them. I love my bride. I really like talking to people. Big part of my job is going up and I talk to people and I gesticulate and whatever, and ladybugs fly everywhere.
So
And, but I really, really enjoy being by myself for a little bit. Like even from like a prayer standpoint. Yesterday, I got home from work and it was like I got home early, so there's still daylight, and so I had just a few hours where I could do whatever I wanted, which is really cool. I'm moving to this new house and all of this stuff, and so there's a lot of home things to do. But I've been super stressed and kind of like just a jerk sometimes, because of all the stress that comes with that. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna grab the shotgun. There's a bird. It's a little. It's called a woodcock. They're these little softball-sized birds, ground nesting birds, and the season just opened. I said, I'm just gonna go for a walk in the woods. And I'm gonna see if I can shoot a woodcock.
something.
It'd be fun.
Okay.
And took my dog, and I just took like 30, 45 minutes and went for this walk around my property. Didn't see anything, didn't shoot anything. It was the best. It was the best like God time. It was the best prayer time. You talk about that rejuvenation and everything. I felt amazing at the end of it.
Wow.
And then I came back home and I was not a jerk to my wife and kids. And I fell asleep on the couch praying the rosary.
You know, my cousin or my cousin's husband, we recently discovered this past Halloween, because we have a family get together at Halloween every year, that he has a red-tailed hawk that he keeps.
Oh, cool. Like he does falconry.
Yeah, that he does falconry.
I've got a buddy who's
he'll
into
just
that.
like go
he can
out
just
with
call
some
this
friends.
bird to him?
Yeah, he'll just go. Well, okay, yes and no. It's almost like a friendship.
Yes.
More than anything.
I'm super familiar with falconry.
He'll go
Get into
out
this.
in the woods with like buddies and like they'll be drinking beer. And yeah, they'll just release the falcon and he'll fly around, see a rabbit, swoop down.
And bring it back?
Well, no, and kill the rabbit. The whole point is like just watching the hawk do its thing.
But then the
It's like
hawk
a
goes
show.
home with you. Like the
Yeah,
hawk
but you
lives
know
with
pay
you,
the
a
right?
hawk
lot of money
knows
for
that
that.
you're a like source of food, so it will just come back to you and just live with you.
Yep.
And then they weigh like
Birds are
7
weird.
pounds
Right.
tops, and it's like crazy.
Lands on
how
your arm
Huge these
and-
are. He's a big glove that the hawk will land on and sit
Wow.
there. Dude, crazy.
Yeah, that's super
Friendship.
cool.
Wow.
That's my son really wants to get into that, and I've got a buddy who's into it. And falconry is like a thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
It's like a
season
established
for it.
Industry, they
Yeah.
make a good money. Really good money.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they become your friend because they can just fly off and leave whenever they want to.
Yeah.
But they choose not to. Like you take them out and you let them go, and they just learn, oh, this big hairless ape thing is my friend and gives me food sometimes.
Humans are good.
So yeah, so I'm gonna hang out with him forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you like most people get their bird, like they capture live birds.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
He captured it. It's called Lottie, is the bird's name, because he captured it in a parking lot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
But you catch the bird and then you just keep the bird for a little while and
He
feed
said
it.
it takes like 3 weeks
Yep.
to get it trained.
To train them?
Yeah.
And then they can leave whenever they want. They
I
can
could
fly
do that.
whenever they want, but they don't want to.
They don't want to.
We'll get one
Easy
of them,
breezy.
That's fun.
I have something on my mind.
Yes.
And
What-
it kind of goes
what's on
back,
your mind,
Well,
Julie?
it goes back to Monica at Mississippi State.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Mississippi is they're not very friendly towards Catholics from what I've
Bible
heard.
Belt.
Yeah.
Up
And
in
it's,
there.
I think, the worst state in the union for Catholic, like percentage wise. If you look at
really? The fewest.
it's if it's not the fewest, I think it's the fewest.
Really? I
It's
just
bottom
assumed
5.
because of all the Gulfness, right? How that land on the Gulf,
Right.
they would
Because
have.
I think I asked you that last time. I was like, there's a lot of Catholics. No.
It's like, not a
'Cause
ton.
Louisiana is, I think, top 10. And
Louisiana is
Texas is high. Georgia's getting there, but Mississippi's very low. And I'm wondering, do you feel discrimination there? Do you feel as a way to maybe you could change somebody's heart about Catholics, maybe not convert them, but at least open them up a little bit that, hey, Catholics aren't the devil, that we are good people. We are the one true religion, but we don't have to get. We don't have to tell them
I
that.
try not to start
Right.
conversations
We don't
like
start with
that, but it is.
But to eventually lead to that.
Yeah, it's interesting. So like, especially in the beginning when I first started, we were doing a lot of like tabling on campus because the semester just started. So
It's just like you sit up at the table and
like on campus, like in our drill field. So like the center of campus, we'll just hang out and like give away snacks, give out cards, like tell people when masses are, different ministries. And so we did that a couple different times in the beginning of the semester. And there was one time we did it, they put like, it was like an event. A bunch of different ministries and clubs were tabling at the same time. And they put all of the like religious and different faith things all in one spot. So there were like a ton of different Baptists. There was like a Jewish
FCA
club. There's
there,
like a ton of different things going on, non-denominational, all that stuff. And so like it was interesting to like go and talk to different people because some people would come up and be like, oh, I'm really curious about what a Catholic Mass looks like. Like maybe I'll come, or like let me know when the time is and I'll come. But then some people will be like going through all the different ones, getting the free stuff, and then they'll see that ours is Catholic and they'll be like, ooh, and like just walk by.
Right.
I haven't had anyone like come up and say anything that's like, oh, this is like really bad, or like we hate you, why are you here? Like nothing like super, I don't know, mean, I guess. But like you can tell that there is like a more of a draw towards like Baptist and like non-denominational stuff because of where we're at. But it has been really interesting. Like our RCIA program this year has been like the most full that it has been, and it's mostly students.
I'm hearing that from a lot of places right now too. Yeah.
It's crazy. And like I didn't do anything. I just showed up there and like
No, you
people
take
are
credit.
going,
It's great.
it was all me.
Jesus is so lucky to have Monica
Like,
saving all
wow,
these souls.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so
I
much.
think Jesus thinks though.
What's that?
I think Jesus thinks though.
I think, yeah. I think he's happy to
He
have
feels
Monica.
very blessed to have you. I know he does.
Yeah. No, that is a good question because is it who is it who said that anti-Catholic like prejudice is the only like remaining acceptable prejudice in the United States? Was it Dolan or somebody?
I don't know. I know what you're talking about, but I couldn't tell you who said it.
Right now with all the anti-Semitism stuff that's going on, because I feel like that's. They might have a bigger claim than we do, but I just mean in the zeitgeist. Like I have in my life, especially when I was working at our college, I definitely got comments and stuff because I was working outside of the college and had people say like, there's a Catholic school over there. Why the heck's there? Really kind of digging into stuff and making lots of just like priest jokes from strangers and like really nasty things that I would hear pretty regularly.
Yeah, but
that was only 15 years ago.
It was, and that was at the height of kind of that scandal.
Oh, that's fair.
It really came out, I think, in 2002,
2002,
yeah.
John Jay
and
Report
it just kind of
was
boom. All the comedians took off with it.
I think what's helped in like terms of ministry though is that like I didn't go in with the thought of like, oh, people are gonna like attack me because I'm trying to minister to them and like I'm Catholic. Like I think it's good to be aware of the environment that I'm stepping into and the culture that I'm stepping into, but like walking in and just knowing that these are still just college students, like young adults looking for truth in some capacity, and like right now that might be through a Baptist church, but that doesn't mean that they are so against being invited somewhere else. Yeah. And so I think I also studied marketing when I was at Franciscan. So I think the way that I'm advertising what I'm doing matters a lot, especially in doing outreach and inviting new people into our programs and stuff like that. Like, not that I water down the fact that it's Catholic, but like, okay, at the end of the day, do you want to come for free food? Or like, do you want to come to this party?
I would love to see the stats on how many conversions have taken place because there's free food at the Newman Center.
Like a lot of like the people on my leadership team now said that they started showing up more because they came to an event where we would give free dinner every week.
Yep.
Wow.
And so like the consistency of that and like the people who were there to greet them like does a lot.
Well, I've found that what can be off-putting to a lot of people about the whole Catholic thing, right, is almost twofold, but they're kind of the same thing. The first is that unlike the Protestant churches, like we say pretty straightforward, no, the fullness of truth is found in the Catholic Church. It's not like pick your flavor, which a lot, unfortunately, of our Protestant brothers and sisters, that seems like a growing trend too in the non-denominational
finding your
movement.
church.
Yeah, like where do you feel comfortable? And a big thing about the Catholic Church, like, and this is something that I'm always harping on, is I don't care that priest gives terrible homilies. Like, who cares about the liturgy there isn't up to snuff? If that's the church that's going to get you to mass, go to that church. That's where you should be going to church, because it's not about your feelings; it's about the church itself. But I feel like that can be really off-putting to people, especially if you've been steeped in Protestantism or this non-denominationalism your whole life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, keep doing it. We need to. I feel like I've said to many people who are like middle conversion just to Christianity, like, no, that's great that you're going to the Presbyterian church or you really like that pastor or whatever, but you got to keep looking.
Like you're on your way.
You're right. Keep searching for truth and you're going to come home eventually to the Catholic Church. And that can be really off-putting in our relativistic world that we live in. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ben's a convert. No, you're not. You were baptized Catholic. Your parents,
definitely not a convert.
Your parents were
my parents
converts.
were both converts. My dad was Baptist, and my mom was Methodist.
Yeah. My mom's still Methodist. Big shout out to Mama's fan. Big fan. Love her to death. I'm going to see her in a
The rest
little
of
bit.
my family, all of them are all still Protestant. We're the only Catholics, and it's not like it was never weird at home, which is, I think, a blessing.
Well, that's a testament to your family too.
Yeah, that they're just kind of cool.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I work with a gal whose father is vehemently anti-Catholic. She's a convert. And really, like, it really bothers him. And I think her mother converted as well. And I hurt for the guy because I kind of get it. You know, I kind of understand this. You know, my children are abandoning this thing that I hold so dear. But he's very angry about it, and I don't think he's angry to them. I don't think he's mean to them or anything, but he's just very, like, he does not understand. And but once again, a beautiful thing about the faith, just keep searching, just keep trying to understand, because it sounds arrogant, but it's not.
Right.
If you pursue truth long enough, you will come to the church. Yeah. That's what happens.
Yeah,
To be steeped in history is to be Catholic.
Ooh, are you quoting some Fulton Sheen over there, Ben?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Big shout out to Fulton Sheen, who did not have a jitterbug because it was before his time, but were he alive right now, would probably
would.
support the jitterbug.
Oh, yeah.
One of the
Pick up yours today. I'm pretty sure they still sell. Yeah. All right. We've only got a couple minutes left. You've never been on before, but we do usually end with popsicle sticks.
Oh.
So these are brand new popsicle sticks.
They look.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Just answer whatever's on the card. It'll be fun. I'll start to give you guys some time.
There's one on each side.
Okay,
You just
well-
pick whichever one.
Yeah, sure.
I'm confused by this one.
Oh, are these Christmas themed? Are yours Christmas
This
themed?
sounds like a penance.
Yeah.
I have Christmas themed, and then on the back side is not Christmas themed.
Yeah, here, go dig through those and find one that's actually a question.
So look,
These sound like prayer prompts.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna do mine.
Like, I will do this, but I don't think this is a question to you.
Yeah, we'll pick one. Dig around a little bit. Here's some more. I'm gonna start. Mine is also prayer prompting. I've never seen these before.
I
so.
think these are all supposed to be Christmas themed.
Mine says, "How can we pray for you right now?" And I'm gonna answer. I'm gonna tell you how you can pray for me right now. I have just moved into a brand new house that I'm very excited about, that we built. We designed. We built it. My wife and an architect mostly, and we're slowly moving in, slowly building out. And we were just blessed with a brand new baby girl. Her name is Georgia. She's precious. There's a ladybug on my microphone, and I would just love prayers for peace. Because right now everything is very hectic in a very good way, like all the best kind of ways. It's such a blessing right now, everything that we've got going on. But, you know, it's almost like a double-edged sword there, where those blessings come with a lot of stress. In the next 3 weeks, I've got to build a few hundred feet of fence. I've got to build a new barn. I've got to build some furniture for inside the house. I've got to do all of these little things that are really good in and of themselves. But because I'm a human and I'm fallen, it causes some consternation, right? Where I'm getting frustrated with my wife or my children or any of that. And so I would just love for peace for the Span family, because we're loving the new setup. We're loving the Christmas season, but we need peace. So that's how you can pray for me right now. That was really nice. I feel a little selfish, but it's true. I would love those prayers.
Yeah.
Either one of you guys?
I have, if Mary appeared right now, right here, what would you say?
Oh, go for it. Do you want to pretend like producer Ben's Mary? Maybe that'd be weird. Yeah. Maybe look past producer.
So I'm trying to visualize this. I'm presuming that I don't know that she was coming and that it was just spontaneous.
Boom.
Surprise, yeah.
And I probably would fall to my knees and be silent for a moment and say, just hi, mama. And ask her if I could give her a hug because
That's beautiful. That's the right answer. I think that's the right answer.
I don't think anyone would be composed enough to
It's like, I would
have
just
a
be
big speech or
snot.
anything. It would just be immediate.
Can I just give
Mom.
you a hug?
That's good. That's really good. All
That'd be so cool.
right, Monica,
That would be
that.
cool.
That was a really.
Okay, I have a
please.
couple here. I think this is too much.
Just pick your favorite.
This one was just more fun to me. Which nativity character would you want to experience and why? I think, okay, my immediate thought was one of the animals. One, because I've been thinking a lot about cows recently. Like, I've been seeing a lot of videos about fluffy cows.
Fluffy cows are the best.
Fluffy cows are the best.
But thinking about it, I don't know, like, imagine I was one of these animals and I see a baby, like, laying in where I would be eating my food.
Right.
And, like, I don't know, I feel like that would be a very, like, I don't know, awestruck, grounding kind of moment of, like, there's a child here, like, laying where I'm supposed to be eating. I'm gonna pretend that I have some kind of, like, profound, I don't know, existential, like, understanding of
No, I
why
think
that
you
baby
do.
is there as an animal.
Yeah.
I
you know,
agree.
if I was sentient.
I
in
think
that
I think with
situation.
your non-rational soul, you still,
Like,
when the
I would
creator of the universe is
know.
there, have some understanding of this. Especially, I'll put this on record. This is an official position of honest to God. Baby Jesus 100% got licked by random animals,
And
in
it
the
would be
manger.
me.
And
If
Joseph
I
was
was
like,
a
"Stop
cow,
licking the
it
baby."
would be
Get
me.
away from-
Yes,
Yeah.
That
So
totally
I
happened.
think I would want to be one of the little fluffy cows watching Jesus be born.
that's a good answer.
I can see Joseph trying to hurt.
Yeah, hey, gotta go. Stop. And he's trying to be
Like,
sweet
he's so
and keep
humble
Mary
and
calm.
cute and
Yeah.
beautiful, and he's here.
Definitely
gonna
giant
lick his
cow
face.
tongue, giving Jesus like a little baby cow lick.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, 100%. All right, and with that, we are going to end the show today. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Producer Ben, as always, we appreciate you tickling the keys.
It's always a pleasure, John.
Yeah, dear viewer, dear listener, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This has been Honest to God on AM 1160 The Quest, Atlanta's Catholic Radio. Producer Ben,
Signing off.
over and out.